Meet Codename Goose, your on-machine open-source AI agent, built to automate your tasks. Codename Goose is an intelligent and autonomous agent capable of handling complex tasks thanks to its core features. Connect with apps and tools you already use with extensions. Built on the Model Context Protocol, you can connect to extensions like GitHub, integrate JetBrains IDEs, access Google Drive, or build your own custom integrations for Goose. For a curated list of extensions, visit our docs. With a wide range of compatible large language model providers, you can choose and integrate your preferred model. You can also run Goose as a desktop app or through the command line interface using the same configurations across both. You can think of Goose as an assistant, ready to take your instructions and do the work for you. Able to handle a wide range of tasks across various engineering domains. Here are examples of tasks Goose has helped people with already. Goose has helped dive into a new project in an unfamiliar coding language, conduct code migrations such as Ember to React or Ruby to Kotlin, increase code coverage, and even generate unit tests for a feature, and much more. To get started using Goose right away, check out our Quick Start and be the first to know about upcoming features by joining our community.
Hey guys, I don't know if you guys had the same experience as me with the video that was starting, but it was like looping in a million times. So if that was happening to you, very sorry. I don't know what's going on. But I was looking at it, but the sound was fine for me. Okay, I'm on a very old computer, so I'm glad the sound was fine for you. I'm assuming that means the video was as well. What I was seeing was like, it was like skipping a million times. Okay, cool, awesome. I'm on an old laptop and I'll explain why. All right, because I'm about to use WebMCP and because this is my personal laptop. My work laptop doesn't allow me to use some of the tooling that comes with WebMCP. I had to like install like Chrome Canary and enable WebMCP testing and stuff like that. So I am on my little dinosaur laptop that I use when I need to do like personal things, but it's not fully updated. But anyways, I'm really excited about WebMCP in general. And if you see me look to the left, I'm trying to like look at my other laptop if I see any like questions in Discord or anything like that. But for folks who are curious about WebMCP, I was actually so confused for a long time. I thought it was like its own special MCP server, but the idea is you're giving like direct access from a website to your AI agent. So they have two different ways that you can be able to interact with AI and express your intent. You can either have like this Chrome extension, it's like a Google Chrome extension and it interacts with like Gemini, I believe. And you can like type in and be like, click this button and then it'll click it for you. Or let's say, order me some food or whatever it is. And you'll have that. But the other option is you can connect it to a like desktop application or AI agent like Goose, like Claude Code and stuff like that, or Claude Code Desktop. I haven't used that much. But that's really how it works. And at first I was like, why would I really want this? But I was listening to the creator of it, and there was a use case that came up in my head. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, if you're really not familiar with the site, I'm like, well, I can navigate a site pretty easily. But I have thought of a use case like when I'm in AWS's console, I always forget if I need to go to like CloudWatch or CloudFormation or whatever it is. There's so many different cloud products. And like if I'm trying to like trace where a log is or something like that, maybe I can just use WebMCP and say like, hey, can you tell me what happened in this log? Like pull this up for me, something like that, like a site that's not really as easy to navigate. So I'm first going to show you the things that I had to enable to get Goose to work with WebMCP. It was actually a little tough, but I understand they're in like a very early stage, very experimental. So I'm forgiving of some of the like hiccups. And then I'm going to show you like doing a prompt and navigating some WebMCP enabled sites. And then I've made my own, and we're going to take a look at the code really quickly just to see how it's all working. My own is really, really simple. It's just a color picker, but I wanted you guys to see how all like the tools and stuff like that get called. So first I wanted to show you the stuff that I had to install. First, I had to install Chrome Canary. So this right now is only available in Chrome Canary. You can't use it in regular Google Chrome. And the reason why is you need to have, I keep forgetting, it's like Chrome flags. Yeah. You need to have this flag enabled. And right now, this flag only exists in Chrome Canary. And there's this flag that says WebMCP for testing. So as you can see, I have it enabled right now. You also need to, what was the other things that I had? You need to enable like, what's this called? Remote debugging. This was the part that I was struggling with. I didn't realize that I needed to go here at all, but you have to go to Chrome //inspect and then remote debugging, allow it, and then it'll tell you what server that it's running at. Now, at first, I was trying to use this tool called, or this extension called MCPB. So you need to create a bridge from WebMCP or whatever it is to your AI agent, like your desktop app, if you're using one that's not like within the browser. So I was really struggling with getting WebMCP working. And it was like, yeah, I can only see your tabs. Like it was telling me what tabs I had, but I'm like, I thought you would be able to navigate my site, and that just wasn't working. But I learned that you can actually use Chrome DevTools as this bridge. So it'll act as a bridge and enable WebMCP within something like Goose. So I already have the Chrome DevTools MCP server installed. I use it every day, and I was like, let's go. I can use this. I did have a couple of troubles. And that's because I needed to add in a couple of flags, right? So at first it was not working, and I'm like, okay, why is it not working? So I had to add in this flag, auto connect, that will automatically connect it for the remote debugging, and then which channel that it is. It was using regular Chrome, and I had to let it know, like, we need to use Canary. Let me check the, oh, hey, everyone. Hey, Angie and Andrew and Amanda, what's up? Yeah, I am goosing. Well, with WebMCP this time. And so it was interesting to learn, like, WebMCP is not really a MCP server, and it's kind of not MCP. I think it's just using similar like principles or practices to allow your web app to directly communicate with your AI agent. So we have that. And then there was one last thing. This part, I'm thinking they're going to get it improved because this part kind of sucked. And I don't know, I've seen people using it with Claude, so maybe this is just a Goose thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a model thing. I updated it to use like Claude Sonnet 4.6 and Claude Opus 4.6 to see. But it took a lot of prompting for me to tell Goose, like, stop using regular Chrome DevTools, like use the WebMCP tooling that's in there. And then when it talked to me, like when it responded to me, it's like, oh, sorry, I'm just used to using this by default. It was so annoying. So I created a Goose hints file. You could also create an agents.md file, whatever it is. This is like the equivalent of agents.md, whatever you want to use. This is going to give Goose some context about what I'm trying to do. So I was like, listen, we have some WebMCP enabled sites. I gave it a list of some of them here, or like the root of the ones I'm going to use. And then I said, here's how to use it, right? On the WebMCP sites, you look for this method. It kept getting confused and using navigator model context. We need to look at model context testing. Then, like, I just basically told it to list the tools, execute the tools, and then, like, basically everything it needed to know. So it's been working much better since that. So what we're going to do first is, I should have this, I'm going to copy this prompt from a past one that I did because I knew that it worked. No, this is when I was prompting Goose and like, why aren't you working? It's supposed to be like a one-shot thing. All right, here we go. We're going to ask it to search for flights from London to New York for June 10th to 17th for 2 passengers. This is not a real site. This is like a demo site that Google made that's WebMCP enabled, but we should be able to see it navigate this site. So I'm going to press paste, and I'm expecting maybe an issue might happen, but we can be able to navigate around it. Okay, cool. So it's asking me, can you allow remote debugging? Yeah, allow. Go right ahead. And so now it opened it up in this tab, and it should be going through the stuff that it needs to. So it's trying to execute the script right now. And here it is. It literally went straight to the flights that it needed to go to. Obviously, again, this is not real, like a real like site with real data, but it was able to navigate it in that one shot. And it gave me some best prices, blah, blah, blah. So this is kind of cool where now you have it being client side. If you created an MCP server for like Delta or United or something like that, you may have to keep updating the MCP server to match whatever the API changes and stuff like that are. But if you have a website that already has WebMC built in, like the way they build a website, we'll see from the one that I made. We're going to do one more like demo of a demo site, and then I'll show you guys the site that I made. But there's literal tool calls inside of like the website's source code, and that is what the AI agent will look at to understand, like, how do I search for flights? Oh wait, there's a search flights tool. Let me see. Is this like Goose equivalent with WebMCP to Selenium? Not really. Okay, so Chrome DevTools by itself, I think, is like the equivalent of Goose with Selenium, right? It's able to like go to a site, take a screenshot, etc. But when you add WebMCP on top of it, it's not like trying to like figure out which button, because sometimes when I use Chrome DevTools MCP server, I don't know if Selenium works this way, but it'll take a screenshot, it'll try to figure out what button it should click and navigate that way. This doesn't have to do that. It's just looking for like, is there a search flight tool call? I'll just execute that. It's not directly trying to click any buttons or navigate in the browser or anything like that. I hope that makes sense. I think if you see my code, it might help you a little bit. We're going to do one more example because they had these demo examples and I thought, okay, these are cute. I'm going to create a new chat. And what was this one? Yeah. This one was just a local file that I got from like somebody's GitHub repo. And oh, we can look at this person's code too. I just am not familiar with it, but maybe if we have extra time. But this is just a local file. It's not hosted anywhere. But I'm telling it, like, I saw the site. It's like they're trying to do like a DoorDash type of clone. And I'm like, listen, I want japchae. I don't know how to say it, but I be eating that. And I don't eat Korean fried chicken, but I was like, add that to my cart too, right? So let's see it happen. So we're going to press enter. Not that Korean fried chicken isn't good. I'm just vegetarian, so it could be good. It got me to the site that's local, and now it should be trying to add the stuff to my cart. Cool, it did. And maybe if cool, perfect. If we were just using Chrome DevTools itself, it wouldn't run this tool call of evaluate script because it's looking for, oh, shoot, there's a tool called get menu. Let me literally run that. And then find the restaurant ID for that particular thing. So this is like Soul Kitchen, and it's passing in those parameters. If it was Chrome DevTools itself or Playwright or maybe Selenium, I don't know how exactly Selenium works, it would probably take a screenshot and then say, oh, Roselle's looking for the Korean fried chicken, literally presses add of the button or something like that. I hope that makes sense. Awesome, thanks. Appreciate the clarification. I know, right? It kind of made my stomach growl. I hope you guys didn't hear it on the stream. Okay, now we're gonna look at mine. Mine is very simple, and I purposely wanted it to be simple. Let let me go to my GitHub repo. I don't want to mess with the, I get nervous of messing with the browser that the AI agent, then I start getting into problems. So let's just, I might have to sign in here. I hope not. Yeah, boo. But yeah, let's just look in my Brave browser and look at the code. No, I don't want to log in with my phone. Let's see. Give me a quick second. I think I have another Chrome browser. Pray for me. Using a different laptop to make this work. Do you know I'm on the cutting edge? Okay, this is logged into something. I know it is. You better be. If not, I think I could just look at the code. Not logged in. Oh, good, we're logged in. Yay. All right. And profile or repositories, actually meant to click. Hello? Oops. Repositories, WebMCP color picker. This is a simple, oh, you guys can't see my screen. Oh, you can. This is just layering over it. Where's that coming from? What? Give me a quick. Oh, you can? I think but you could see this. Oh no. Okay. It's just me being confused. All right, cool. Thank you, Ebony. So we have my repository here, and I'm going to show you some of the code, and we actually have a little tutorial with it. So I told Goose, spin this up for me. I'm like, here's what I want. Okay. And I told it, do a little tutorial with it. What is my WebMCP color picker? That's what it is. Cool. So the main things that it has in here is, first off, it'll check if WebMCP is enabled in the code, right? Like I told it to highlight a couple of things that are important, and we can look through like the main code, but just so I am able to focus, right? It'll check if WebMCP is enabled. If not, it's going to console log like, hey, this website is not necessarily going to act how you want it to act because WebMCP is not enabled in this particular browser. Then it's going to call register tool. If you've ever built a MCP server before, this probably looks a little familiar to you. Like this is the name of the tool. It describes what's happening in the tool. It'll tell you, let's look here instead of there. And let's find where it makes that tool call. Get this out of here. All right, here we go. We have the name, set background color. It describes what's going to happen. This is for the AI agent, so it knows when you tell it something, oh, Rizal wants to change the background color, I'll probably use the set background color tool call. And then it has a couple of properties, like this is an object, the color, description. It tells you, all right, you can change it to maybe a hex code or RGB, or if they use a named color, use that. And then the required parameter to go in is color. And then it's going to call this function called set background color, which is defined above. Just like how you would when you creating a website, you grab that site's document.body.style.background. I literally haven't done this in so long, but it'll set the color for you. And it also handles if you wanted to use a hex code or RGB, etc. So that's really, to me, that's really the like meat of it, right? You have the tools identifier, you have the description, you have the JSON schema, and then you have the function that you need to execute so it knows what to do. And writing good descriptions is helpful, just like with literally an MCP server. So this is not an MCP server, but it's like a protocol for your website to be able to communicate with your AI agent. And I think it uses very similar like principles or ideas as like MCP itself. So when we try out the demo, so right now I have like this little, I don't know what color this is, like a light blue type of thing. And I'm going to tell it, go to this site, and what color we got to change it to? I don't know. Change it to coral. I wonder if it could do a gradient. Okay, let's try coral first and then see if it could do a gradient. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe it won't be able to. But let's see it change. Don't fail me now, Goose. Oh, I think we're supposed to be on here instead. Allow remote debugging. Now it should do it. I know, right? A gradient will be cool, cute. So I want to see that happen. Let's exit this so that I don't get confused. Okay, see, it said, oh, hey, I found out that there's a set background color tool available. Let me go ahead and use it. And then it passed in the value that I gave it, which is coral. And now it says it's made the change. This coral looks really bright. Like, that is not what I thought coral was, but that's okay. I wonder if it can do a gradient. Can you do a gradient? You choose the gradient. I don't know what gradient we should do, so let's just see. This site only supports single background. Oh, I guess I didn't make it to do a gradient, but that is something we could probably update it to. And it's just going to, now it defaulted to using regular Chrome DevTools to literally like just directly insert that, but I wanted it to use WebMCP. But anyways, back to the tutorial, like I made sure I took a couple of notes of things that you guys probably should be thinking about, right? So with MCP, it runs on the server side, but with WebMCP, that allows it to run client side for you. For who's building it, I mean, you still build, like whoever's the website owner builds that, like the functionality, but you just have to add some JavaScript, some HTML. It's pretty simple. But if you have like an MCP server, you need to deploy it and maintain it. And if there's situations where you need authentication and API keys, you got to handle that. But with WebMCP, you really just need to visit the website and then tell your AI agent, like, change this. And again, this is about like me saying, like, if you have that MCP server, you need to update the MCP server, but the website owner will update it with whatever changes they're making to their site. Let me see. And it basically allows you to just directly talk to the website rather than going through an MCP server. There's really like, this is not as like complicated or as scary as I thought it was. And I was really struggling to get to use it. I think the hardest part was just figuring out, since it's so new and like a little less documented, it was just figuring out like how to do the setup. So just a repeat for anybody who came in late. And then I think I'll wrap up from here. Just a repeat, you need to make sure the WebMCP for testing flag is on. You need to make sure you have remote debugging. Like, you need to allow it and make sure it says server running at whatever like the port is, so that Goose will be able to find it. And you can totally use Chrome DevTools MCP server. There's a couple different ones you can use. I'm like, I have Chrome DevTools MCP server. That's perfect. I'm using it. You add a couple of flags like auto connect, and then state the fact that you're going to be using Chrome Canary. That's the other thing you need. Make sure you're using Chrome Canary and not regular Chrome. And then Goose was still struggling. Let me show you guys where Goose was just like not getting it. Okay, like I was trying this a million times because I was like, Goose, what is your problem? And it was like basically telling me like, I'm just not used to doing it this way. Like, I'm not trained to do it this way. So I had to like open up a Goose hints file. Let me see if this one is a good example. Yeah, like I would just be saying stuff and it's just like, yeah, it looks like I can't get it working. I'm like, okay. So what I ended up doing was giving it some information about how WebMCP works. I'm sure as this improved, we don't need to do this anymore. And I'm sure it's going to improve in like so fast. But I just told it like, hey, these are the sites that I'm probably going to use that are WebMCP enabled. Luckily, it didn't even need the name of my site to know that it was WebMCP enabled. So it got that pretty quickly. And I told it, like, here's how to navigate to it, because it was struggling a little bit. Like, how do I find the tools that I need to find and all that? So I'm like, just do this, find like use this function to list the tools, use this function to be able to execute the tools, because that's the pattern that it uses. And then after that, you are good. So those are the few things that have to happen. Anyone have the color of broccoli? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I like that. Hold on. I like that. Can we change it to the color of broccoli? Hi, Craig. I didn't even see these questions. I mean, the comments. Do you think it makes more sense for a company to use this versus expose an MCP server? I think it depends. That's a good question. I think it really depends. Like for example, having the Chrome DevTools MCP server, that can't be a website that just exposes it. But something like a flight search, or how I gave that example of how I'd be struggling to navigate like AWS's like consoles, I think like having a WebMCP enabled site is much easier for people to interact with and for them to maintain, because the developers don't have to be like, oh yeah, let me also update our MCP server. They'll just like go straight into that. The only thing I'm worried about is like how much what's the word, like not gateways, but like blockers or whatever, are like, is Chrome going to start putting on it? Will they start making it be? I don't know. I just feel like sometimes Google can be a little or many companies can be a little like gatekeepery. So that's one thing I was curious about. Okay, let's see if we got broccoli green. We did. This is broccoli green. Thank you for that. Do you think you can use this as a web personal assistant to read technical documentation? That makes sense. I think so. I think if the site has, if the site that you're using or reading has WebMCP enabled, then yeah, like if maybe we had the block or the goose documentation and it had WebMCP, cool. There's also different ways people have been trying to solve this. So I guess if you use this Ask AI, what is this, Inkeep? Maybe that could be a replacement. But yeah, that's a good question. I haven't thought of all the use cases yet. But yeah, this was like my first just trying it out. And I'm curious what people end up building. I think I want to build something cooler. I just made this really fast color picker because I'm like, I don't want it to be too complicated. I just want to be able to look at one tool call and show it to people. That's it for me. Nice and short and sweet live stream. I hope it was helpful to you all, and have a great Thursday. Bye.